In South Florida, the hot spot is American Airlines Arena in Miami, where the Heat has turned up the heat on the Indiana Pacers. Having won Game 3, the Pacers still with a 2-1 lead. They can take command if they can win on the road, led by one of the best big men in the business and a defensive stopper. On the other side, Mr. Consistency and the sensational rookie who continues to light it up for Miami. In games 1 and 2, the top-seeded Indiana Pacers continued their playoff dominance, setting an NBA record with 6 straight double-digit wins.
Yeah, they just playing well. They playing with a lot of confidence, but, you know, we just got to continue to play the way we playing, and things will go our way.
And Game 3 went their way. Rookie Dwayne Wade continued his brilliant playoff performance as the Heat outplayed and out-hustled the Pacers en route to their 17th straight home win.
They were just simply better, more inspired. It was a sound beating.
Tonight, can Miami swing the series momentum their way with a win? Or will the Pacers put the Heat one game away from elimination? American Airlines Arena in Miami, the site of Game 3. As we take a look at the McDonald's NBA brackets in the Eastern Conference, the Heat trying to even things off in this best-of-7 series. Detroit and New Jersey already deadlocked at 2-2. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler with Dan Marley and Sean Elliott. Fellas, this place is ready to erupt. It already has, in fact, with the starting lineups. Indiana was rolling around, Sean, with 6 straight wins, and that came to a screeching halt the other night.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal is the big key. He played well in Game 3, although in Game 1 and 2, he only had 30 points, 29 points in Game 3. If he can continue that kind of consistent play, along with the way Ron Artest has played this series, Indiana should get over the hump against this Heat team tonight.
The last month of the regular season and through the playoffs, this is the place to be. You played here. This place is getting ready to rock, and so is their sensational rookie.
You know, it's electric, and the big reason is because Dwayne Wade. The guy is a rookie playing a new position. He has made this his team, his city, and probably is going to be bigger than a partner of yours, Bob Greasy. So,
oh boy.
I mean, this guy's unbelievable. What? And you did not hear me wrong. And talk about a point guard, but watch this. This kid is electric, and watch him come down the lane here. And Jermaine O'Neal is on Dwayne Wade's first poster. I mean, look at this. The elevation, the power, the finish. This guy's special.
He's really been fun to watch.
He's going to be big. Maybe he's bigger than Bob Greasy, but he's not going to be bigger than Thunder Dan in this city. You kidding me?
It's like walking around with a mayor in this city, isn't it? Let's take a look at the Bud Light starting lineup. For Indiana, Reggie Miller, Jamal Tinsley, Ron Artest, Jermaine O'Neal, and Jeff Foster. For Miami, it's Dwayne Wade, Eddie Jones, Caron Butler, Lamar Odom, and Brian Grant, who had 16 rebounds the other night in Game 3 in their win. So he and O'Neal are set to jump it. We're set for Game 4 here. Eddie Rush, Joe DeRosa, Louis Grillo are our officials, and we're underway in Miami. Reggie Miller took only 2 shots in Game 3. He's going to have to take more than that. Admittedly, Rick Carlisle says we've got to get him some touches and some looks. First look underneath inside is a foul as Foster tried to stick back what Jermaine O'Neal missed. Let's check in with a 4th person on our team, Doris Burke. Doris.
Thanks, Brad. Jamal Tinsley told me just minutes before the game that left ankle he sprained in the latter stages of Game 3 is incredibly sore, and it comes at a time when he's played the best basketball of his career. This is a guy considered to have a suspect perimeter game, but he's 54% field goal percentage, outstanding from behind the line. His assist-to-turnover ratio, guys, this is a guy who was considered to have turnover problems, 2nd in the playoffs at 3.9 to 1. That ankle, though, guys, the defensive end is where it's the concern. He's got the guard of Dwayne Wade. How spectacular has that been? It becomes even more challenging now that he's got that sprained left ankle. We'll see if they make a change defensively.
Yeah, you need 2 good wheels to stay with this kid.
Well, he's out there playing, so that says a lot. You know, there is a difference between playing hurt and playing injured. Right now, he's just playing hurt.
Yeah, you need 2 good wheels and some help because that's just how good Dwayne Wade's been all series.
Butler on the baseline. Grant goes up between 2 Pacers and almost had the rebound. And now it's Tinsley on the run. And a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to change direction in the open court. At that time, didn't look like his ankle was bothering him too much.
Dwayne Wade picks up his first foul.
He got this outlet, and watch him make that move on Wade in the open court. They go right to the bucket. Talking about Tinsley and that hurt ankle. I mean, this guy is recapturing a lot of what he had his rookie year. At the beginning of the year, that's all you heard about was Jamal Tinsley, the way this guy put together a few triple-doubles early on, and he was going to be the point guard of the future. Fell upon some hard times there last year, but he's recaptured a lot of that and more.
And all of a sudden he's become a great three-point shooter, and he's made a lot of shots for this Indiana team.
He does a nice job on Wade there, who had to adjust and not take the shot, instead pass it off. 6 on the shot clock. Eddie Jones flies in off the glass.
And that's what Eddie's got to do. He's got to be aggressive, not having a good series. Absolutely a nightmare series for him. He needs to be aggressive and look for his shots, especially against Reggie Miller. Eddie Jones can take Reggie Miller to the glass.
His best game was the last one, but that was only 12 points. O'Neal squared up on Grant. He'll drive the baseline again. Way too strong with a one-hander. Foster keeps it alive to Artest underneath.
And that's what Foster does really well, is attack the offensive boards. But you can't say enough about Brian Grant. He's just been battling the big men. He's undersized. He just goes out there. He's got a warrior mentality and has done a fantastic job.
Well, he's not letting Jermaine O'Neal establish post position. He's forcing him 15 feet away from the block. He's making him catch it outside.
Here's Grant offensively. Up strong and one.
Great position by Brian Grant to deliver the ball. He gave a little shoulder to Foster and just muscled the ball up to the basket. You see here he establishes great position, leans in, uses his size, his quickness, and finishes with his strength.
Isn't it amazing how things change when you're at home? We were talking last week when he was in Indiana, how he was undersized. Now he's overpowering those guys underneath.
Well, it's amazing. I've played here for 5 years, and we were sitting here 20 minutes before the game, and the fans were filing in and ready to go. So they're very excited about this young Miami Heat team.
And as we said, over 20,000 scalpers are having a field day outside today. Here's O'Neal up strong this time in the low block, and that's his first basket.
That time he catches it 8 feet away from the bucket, and then you're dead. And unless you have some type of help coming over, it's 2 points.
Grant, nice pass to Odom.
Just perfect execution. He came off the screen. They double teamed him. Brian Grant recognized it, delivered the ball pass to Odom, who finishes with a slam. Great play.
Odom told Jermaine O'Neal to meet me at 10 feet. Went a little bit higher.
Grant and O'Neal really battling right now. O'Neal with a fadeaway. Not a good shot. Here comes Odom. Miami has not led in the game. Wade went up and Artest knocked it away.
What a play by Ron Artest. Staying in that break. Not conceding anything.
Rick Carlisle, whose team won a team record and an NBA best 61 regular season games. En route to the playoffs. Grant off the inbound. Miami leads for the first time.
It's a different team, I'm telling you. You have 20,000 people screaming and yelling behind you. Just gives you a huge adrenaline rush.
Great bounce pass by Reggie Miller, and O'Neal slams one.
That's just showing you how much they respect Reggie coming off the screen. The big man helped just a little bit, and he delivered a pinpoint pass.
And it was just a touch pass. As soon as he got his fingertips on it, it was already bouncing the other way. Wade with a kick out. Jones from 18. Got it.
Good start by Eddie there. The first one he takes to the basket there. How about the jab step and a pump fake and nailed the jumper?
How about the fake? Gave Reggie a little inside out.
Miami by 1 early and a whistle, and that's going to be a foul on Artest. His first. Which team was the all-time champion? Log on to NBA.com and cast your vote for the quarterfinal matchups in the all-time finals challenge on NBA.com. Only on NBA.com.
I'm going to say the 99 Spurs.
That sounds like a good choice.
Or the 93 Suns.
Jones out to Grant. Grant has hit 2 from the outside and 1 inside. Brian with 6. Miami's lead is 3.
But you know, Brian Grant's been able to hit that shot his entire career. A lot of people forget when he first came in the league, he was a small forward. I used to guard him on the perimeter and in the block area.
Artest, nobody stopped him. Butler kind of waved him by. Artest with 4.
Well, we talked to Coach Van Gundy this morning, and we asked him what was the big difference from game 1, 2, and 3. And he said, you know what? Sometimes it's just as simple as making shots. And that's what they did. And early on here, they're penetrating and hitting their open jumpers.
Artest, Defensive Player of the Year, shows why. high with a steal of Wade and a slam on the other end.
What's amazing about Artest, you see a lot of guys who play defense, and I was one of them. You put so much effort on the defensive end. No, but I'm just saying, you put so much effort on the defensive end that you can't score. And
right.
Artest, has picked up the scoring, become a lethal weapon on the offense end, but yet is a great defensive player.
Wade, tough shot. He was in traffic all the way. O'Neal with a rebound, and Wade checking his forehead to see if he's bleeding. He took a shot somewhere inside in there.
So basically what I was saying, Sean, is I couldn't score.
O'Neal outside.
Now you couldn't score inside the arc. About 3 or 4 feet beyond it, forget about it.
Indiana goes right back in front by 3.
That line ain't there for decoration. It means something when you stand behind it.
Dwayne Wade is yet to score. Butler will try the baseline, and he drops it down. Hasn't scored for Miami.
I like to see Caron Butler knocking down his first couple shots.
Boy, now that pass had eyes, and a great move by Artest. Tinsley, beautiful pass. Artest off to a hot start with 8.
Tinsley is a brilliant passer. Doesn't have to be just an open court player in the half court set. He's so much more mature than he was in previous years. This guy's going to be an outstanding point guard.
Miami's going to take a quick timeout here, trailing by 3.
Check out Heat TV.
Artest, the thing I liked about that steal, when he took that ball away from Dwayne Wade, watch him use his body. He's got wide shoulders. He just holds Dwayne Wade off. No way that Wade can even have a chance at blocking that shot. And then look at a beautiful bounce pass by Jamal Tinsley, right on the money to a cutting Ron Artest.
Pacers with 6:01 to go in the quarter, up by 3. The Pacers brain trust looking on. Their team in front 17-14 here early in the first quarter. Ron Artest, the defensive player of the year this season. And there aren't a lot of guys his size, 6'7" or smaller, that win that award. But not only can he block shots, he's come up with timely steals throughout the season. And no exception, he's already got 2 steals tonight. One that led to a coast-to-coast slam dunk and has given the Pacers a 3-point lead they enjoy tonight. Here's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, he just has all the ingredients of a great defensive player. He's got the size, he's got the athletic ability, he's got the quickness, he's got the heart, he's got the tenacity, and he just enjoys playing defense, and that's the biggest thing.
He just has the mentality. I mean, you have to go out there and give it your best effort. Talking about defensive players, there's one right there, Scottie Pippen. Remember those long arms he has. Not used to have, he has. I mean,
here's a guy with long arms, Odom, and pushed by Foster as he crossed the paint. And that'll be 2 on Foster. Both teams right now shooting 70% from the floor.
You look back on that steal, and the only criticism you can have as Wade as his playoffs has gone along is his turnovers. He's averaging over 5 turnovers a game in this series, and that just comes with experience. He's playing a new position as a point guard, and in the toughest competition in the world. So he's doing a great job. Just got to work on taking care of the ball.
Al Harrington just checked in for Foster, who has the 2 personals. You'll see a lot of Harrington anyway. Butler flies in on the baseline. Boy, nice start. Caron Butler already playing better tonight than we saw in Game 2 between these 2 clubs.
Ron Artest was cheating, trying to beat Caron Butler off that pick and roll. Butler recognized it, just went baseline.
Pacers have hit their last 5 shots in a row. With 8 on the shot clock, make it 6 in a row. Jermaine O'Neal just tough down there for anybody.
Ryan Grant trying to front Lamar Odom just a little late getting over there on the help side, and when O'Neal gets it that close to the basket, there's nothing you can do.
Miami had a lead of 3 at one point. Grant turns from the free throw line, and Ryan Grant, as Sean said, can hit that shot. He's got 8 points here in this first quarter.
He's got a surprisingly soft touch for a big man who's so powerful.
Reggie Miller has not taken a shot. Now he has, and he'll go to the free throw line. Ron Artest hit the deck after that play was over, and is still down.
Here's just 2 big guys battling for position. Ryan just running to the paint, tries to get in front of them, fronts him. You see Odom getting over there just a tad too late. and O'Neal lays it in. But good job by Brian Grant, trying not to allow him to get the ball.
What I like there is the big man, Jermaine O'Neal, moving without the basketball. He's not going to sit down and sit in one spot and plot up and down the court. Guy continues to move. That shows you a guy who wants the basketball. He's demanding it. He's not going to rely on guys to spoon feed him. He's going to go after the ball and get it.
Maybe he had a little of that home cooking in his place down here that he's got in Miami. Remember he told us he was coming down here to hang out. Reggie Miller, as you would expect, knocks down both free throws. Indiana still in front by 3. All the Pacers starters have scored now. Wade's the one that's struggling a little bit so far. He'll take the outside jumper. And Grant the offensive rebound. But Butler lost it. Lob down low. And O'Neal again backs Grant in. And a foul. This one I think is going to be on Butler, not Grant.
Team foul number 44, Brian Grant.
It is on Grant.
Team foul number 4.
That's his first NBA playoff. Continue on ABC in prime time. It's a heavyweight matchup. Spurs and the Lakers coming up tomorrow night. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, home of the NBA Finals. Jamal Tinsley's been called for a technical. So Eddie Jones walks down the other way. Jones hits the free throw.
What was he displeased about on that call?
There's a few choice words, obviously.
I guess.
You know, everybody thinks they get fouled all the time. Nothing new.
Odom double team. Grant's open again from the outside. And Odom keeps it alive for the offensive rebound.
Tell you what, he's doing a nice job on the offensive glass early on.
Jones for 3. Grant again, offensive rebound.
He's been dominating on the glass so far. He's been in the paint area, just pushing the Pacers around.
Wade to the hole, and he's fouled. And fouled fairly hard.
That's what I like about him. There's no fear whatsoever. I mean, he just goes hard to the rack. And Brad, I'm going to say something. I know Sean's going to get a rise out of this one, but, you know, Carmelo got all that hype, and Brian got all that hype. I'm not so sure when it's all said and done. This guy may be better than the both of them. I think he's got a long way that he can improve still. I mean, his jump shot's not where it needs to be. But you're looking at a guy who's playing a brand new position in the second round of the playoffs and has just made this his team. And he has no fear. He takes the big shots. He makes his teammates better. So they got all the hype, but I think this guy's going to be something special.
As his coach said, there's one guy that's still playing of the 3 of them.
There's no question he's a special player. I mean, there's no doubt at all.
And timeout taken by Rick Carlisle. So the Pacers maintain a 3-point lead with 3:39 remaining in the first quarter. We'll talk more about number 3 when we come back.
You're watching the 2004 NBA Playoffs on ESPN.
Indiana leading Miami 23-20. Brad Nessler, Dan Marley, Sean Elliott, Doris Burke with you from American Airlines Arena, a place that Dwayne Wade, as Dan so aptly put it, is making his home and making this his team. And you look at a couple of pretty good players, Michael Jordan, Stephon Marbury. Other than Dwayne Wade, the only 2 players as rookies to lead their teams in points and assists.
Now, only one of those guys advanced to the second round, though, their rookie year. And that's our man, Mr. Wade.
And with him, 34 and 27. Without him, 8 and 13. Reggie Miller on a fadeaway in the lane. Harrington tried to follow, and then he got shoved by Odom from behind. That's 2 on Lamar Odom.
Well, Eddie Jones just has an impossible job of trying to guard Reggie Miller. He just never stops moving, as Sean said, and he uses his screen so well. Just got to rely on your big man or your guard to come down and try to make him miss shots, but he gets open at will.
So I'm winded watching Reggie come off screens. I'm telling you.
You were winded walking up the ramp today.
Harrington, who got a lot of votes as 6th man of the year, goes to the free throw line. Odom with 2 fouls will sit. Harrington really coming into his own this season, has been his best. Averaging 13.3 a game, 6.5 rebounds. Has not scored yet in this one. And still hasn't. Malik Allen has checked in with Odom sitting down with those 2 fouls, and he was huge for the Heat in Game 3, especially in the second quarter. They needed him, and he came up big for him.
Yeah, he kept that team afloat. I mean, if it wasn't for his second quarter, Indiana may have went into the lead in halftime. Instead, Heat went into the lead with a 10-point lead, so he was just huge in that second quarter.
Here he is, guarding Tinsley, but that leaves O'Neal open momentarily on the baseline, spinning around Grant. Nice move.
Expand your game.
10 already for O'Neal.
He was dancing like he went to the prom.
Oh, yeah, he did do that.
He did go to the prom. I forgot.
And here's another steal. Tinsley. Artest missed the first time, missed the second time, made it the third time.
Too strong. That's just a man down.
Too strong. And there you see another careless turnover by Dwayne Wade. And it's cost him. Indiana went down, like I said, Artest got 3 shots at it. He just outmanned everybody down there.
The Heat have missed their last 4 shots as well, so they've cooled off a little bit.
You know, Dwayne Wade is caught up at looking at the bench trying to get the next play. That's how Tinsley was able to sneak in there and take that ball away.
Here's another steal. Now it's a 4-on-1. O'Neal lays it in. He's got a dozen. The lead swells to 9. And Miami's got to take a timeout. Stan Van Gundy has seen enough. The last 2 trips for Miami, they didn't even get a shot off. First it was this one by Tinsley.
You can't play with that ball on the perimeter against an experienced point guard. And then it's like mini Moses. Let me throw this ball at the glass 3 times, get a couple offensive rebounds.
And then the last trip, it was Harrington with the steal. And then it's all Pacer jerseys as O'Neal's the trailer and Wade can only wave him by.
See Ron Artest overpower 3 guys in the lane. You just look at the body on him. He's built like he's a linebacker instead of a small forward.
There's the turnover story, and it's killing Miami right now. 6-0 run for the Pacers has given them their biggest lead of 9.
Number 11, ready for Alston.
When Ron Artest first got in the league, I thought he was crazy.
Everybody did.
I mean, he would bump me away from the ball. I was like, well, what is wrong with you? And this guy just, it was his attitude. He has the toughness and the mentality to play defense. He's fearless.
2 minutes.
Not afraid of anybody in this league. I would just love to have a player like that on my ball court.
No doubt. Allen almost had it stolen by Artest again. Jones kicks out to Grant, right back to Jones. He's double teamed. 5 on the shot clock. Alston 3. Allen, strong rebound. Trying to go back up. Second chance is good. There's been some offensive glass work in this one, hasn't there?
Yeah, and the Heat have to stay strong because Indiana's in there reaching, trying to get their hands on every ball. So good job by Allen. They're staying on the offensive glass.
Artest working against Butler, just backing him in. Now he needs some help. It's O'Neal from the elbow. Eddie Jones the rebound. Miami had a 3.5-minute field goal drought. They broke at the last trip, and now they get it right back up. A minute left, first quarter. And Allen O'Neal gets tangled up, and Malik Allen picks up his first.
O'Neal wanted to get in the block, and Allen just stood there and absolutely wrapped his arm around him a little bit. That's why he got called foul. You see O'Neal coming down, trying to establish himself in the block, and Allen just meets him halfway up there.
That's not a foul.
It's not a foul. The only problem you couldn't see it on that replay is he wrapped his left arm a little around the waist, and the ref called it. But that's a good play by Allen. You can't let the big man come down and establish position down low.
Jermaine O'Neal has 13 points already.
You see here O'Neal, then right there he wraps his arm around him, and the ref's going to call him for that. If he would have kept his arm in front of him, he may not have given him a call. He's got to learn to cheat better.
Right. Yes. O'Neal with a 14-point first quarter. Boy, Don said he was the key, and he has been so far.
He was third in the MVP voting.
Harrington almost got another steal, but Allen now goes to the hole without the ball. And a foul on O'Neal. That's his second.
Number 7, Jermaine O'Neal, his second, first.
That's going to bring Austin Crozier off the Pacer bench. Jermaine pleading his case as he heads to the bench. And Joe DeRosa isn't listening.
Looked like he was clearly in the circle.
Here's Allen in his third year out of Villanova.
You know, you guys talked about the way he played in Game 3 with 13 big points. You know, you look at Indiana's bench, probably one of the better benches in the entire league. And Miami staying right with them before this game. In the previous 3 games, it was 75-72 Indiana's bench. So Miami, that bench has responded in this series.
Pacers far and away have the best bench in the playoffs as far as productivity so far, over 36 points a game. San Antonio is a distant second in that category.
Let me tell you one thing about the Miami Heat bench. They may not get to play a lot, but you know if they get called upon, they'll be in shape and they'll be ready to play.
Right. Crozier misses a 3 with the clock winding down, and now the Heat has about a 2-second difference on the shot clock and the game clock.
Good job Rafer Alston's done for this team as a backup point guard. He's really developed into a really good three-point shooter. He runs the team. Van Gundy loves the way he plays defense, so it's a great find for the Heat.
He's trying to spin around Anthony Johnson right now with 3 on the shot clock. He goes deep and got it! And that's good. Just as Alston had lit up the crowd, Johnson comes down. Indiana scores right before the end of the quarter. And I know Stan Van Gundy is saying we can't let that happen. Finally had some momentum shift with the three-pointer, but then they just give this one away.
A great presence of mind by Anthony Johnson. We talked about him last game, how effective he was last year for the New Jersey Nets the last 2 years. And you can see here, he gets his ball off just in time.
It's not 2 inches off the tip of his finger when the light goes on.
Terrible job by the Heat, though. They hit a big 3 and then let a guy go coast to coast and lay it up with no time left on the clock.
End of the quarter in Miami. It's hot in here. It's going to get a lot hotter. End of 1, 31-26. Pacers trying to go up 3 games to 1.
Watching the day after tomorrow's presentation of ESPN's Play Like There's No Tomorrow.
Moses Malone, one of the all-time greats, part of the NBA's Destination Finals here in Miami. Let's check in with Doris.
Brad, Brian Grant has been described as the ultimate warrior by both teammates and coaches. He suffered a elbow to the nose and face and suffered 12 stitches, 6 inside his mouth, 6 outside his mouth. Jermaine O'Neal actually credits Brian Grant for where he is today as a player. When he was a rookie, drafted out of high school in South Carolina, he did not play a lot. It was Jermaine O'Neal and Brian Grant who became great friends. He said it was Grant's encouragement and willingness to say, hey, stay in there, persevere, work at your game. I promise you, you've got the ability. You will be a star in this league. You've just got to be patient. Grant says, hey, this is a guy who had great talent. It was a matter of opportunity. He certainly has gotten that in Indiana, guys.
That's for sure. And he says it's hard playing against Brian Grant. He respects him so much. And Brian over there on the bench.
Brian Grant playing great, body all toe up.
His back's really been giving him problems.
I should have never told you that.
Never that story. He gets it in every game now. And Malik Allen with an illegal screen gets his second foul. So Malik not having quite the impact he had in game 3 so far for Stan Van Gundy. 7-point Indiana lead with 11.5 to go in the half. Freddie Jones now in the Pacers lineup, along with Anthony Johnson, Al Harrington, Ron Artest, and Austin Crozier.
Good job Lamar Odom did denying Al Harrington the basketball.
Artest misses on the baseline. Wait for Austin, saves it.
Not only that, Sean, he wouldn't let him come out and set a screen.
Odom, double team, triple team, fouled. It's going to be out Harrington. That'll be his first. Reminder, games coming up, national telecasts this week. TNT on Friday, 7 o'clock. New Jersey will be at Detroit, and then at 9:30, Sacramento at Minnesota. As Minnesota has regained their advantage. If they're the one team that won twice in Sacramento this year during the regular season, and now, after losing their first game at home, they've gone out there and won in overtime.
What a wild couple games those have been in Minnesota.
They've been crazy.
No safest lead, or no lead is safe, and no time. You know, I almost went to bed, and you look up, and Minnesota and Sacramento are just banging it out, hitting the place. It's been a great series, and been a lot of fun watching.
Well, you know that point, you and I were watching the game the other night when Minnesota was down 10, and we looked at each other and said, there goes their season, and all of a sudden, Sam Cassell came out of nowhere and won that game for him. Well, that thing might have been over right there.
Sacramento handed that game to him. They gift wrapped it. A special delivery.
Artest with 2 on the shot clock. Got it from the outside. Boy, that's tough. You play down to 2 seconds on the shot clock if you're Miami, and then Artest hits one from about 19 feet away.
He did a little Watusi before he shot it.
How can he call for a walk? Well, how complete is he, though? We talk about his defense. His offense is amazing.
Allen misses. Johnson all alone for the rebound. Johnson feeds Crozier down low. Missed the reverse layup there. And look who came up with the offensive rebound. But threw it too hard to his teammate. The guys that are all-stars for the Pacers are dominating the game right now. O'Neal and Artest together have combined for 26 points. Wow.
I like the last rebound by Artest. He must have had a couple Red Bulls like you, Dan. You can tell by that pass, too. I mean, he gave Al Harrington a rocket from 3 feet away.
Too much of a rocket. It was their second turnover as all of the first half there. Odom trying to find a handle. Shot clock at 3. Austin's going to have to hoist one in a hurry. He got it up and almost went in at the front of the iron.
Let me tell you something, Sean. This Indiana team is a great defensive team. You just watch them play. Everybody's in the right position. They move their feet. They reach in. They get steals. I mean, it's just a fun team to watch play.
They're so active. They have active feet, active hands on the defensive end. You're exactly right.
They're playing defense like we've seen the Pistons play defense at times this year. Harrington. Butler with a rebound.
So I think that's their only weakness. They get caught up in going one-on-one a lot, and the ball, it stays. It becomes stagnant.
Butler inside. And he's fouled. With 8:55 remaining in the half, we've got a timeout. Indiana in command right now, up by 9.
The NBA playoffs on ESPN continues in a moment.
Easy ball and autographed team posters. Or a $1,000 bicycle at the sales table on the concourse level, where you can find out information on each tickets, mini plans, and group tickets for next season. Again, register to win at the sales tables located throughout the concourse level.
All right, Kevin. Warren Sapp and Jason Taylor on the right side of your screen. One with the Miami Dolphins and one the newest member of the Oakland Raiders. And they had a shoot-off here. 20 seconds to hit free throws, and whoever hit the most free throws, the fan that was chosen, gets to go to Cancun, courtesy of either Jason Taylor or Warren Sapp through American Airlines Arena. Warren wanted to play a little defense. Jason bricked the first couple, but then he knocked a couple more home, so he beat Warren in the free throw shooting contest during the timeout.
Warren was spinning that ball like he knew what he was doing. The form wasn't bad, the results were.
That's shooting like he had shoulder pads on.
Stick to the pass rush.
Meanwhile, Caron Butler hits his free throw. And Warren knows more about what he's doing now than he does about shooting free throws.
This is what he's best at there. Just kidding, Warren.
Yeah.
You're my boy, Warren. You're my boy.
If he hears about that at halftime, all 3 of us are dead.
He needs that weight. He's on that line, man. He can't be pushed around.
One of the fun-loving guys of all time.
Seriously, Warren, I love you.
I'm just kidding, dude.
Yeah, my bad.
Miami's free throws cut the Indiana lead 7. Johnson, a runner on the baseline. Anthony Johnson.
Just a little later, Allen tried to get over, couldn't get there in time, and Johnson's able to lay it in. So he's got to find some way to get this crowd into it. They're just waiting to explode, and they got to get themselves some easy baskets through runouts.
What a luxury for Coach Carlisle to have such a quality backup point guard.
Austin for 3. That's his second 3-pointer.
And that's another quality backup there.
There you go. He hit was right on cue when Dan was talking about him, and this one brings him back to within 6. They've had 2 field goal droughts, one of 3.5 minutes, one of almost 4. And the 3-pointer breaks it there, and now they've got the rebound. Wade and Alston in there together in the Heat backcourt. Wade trying to get it to Odin. Tough pass. And a collision. And what's the call? Going to be a foul on Harrington, I think. And that is 3 on Al Harrington. So that'll bring Jermaine O'Neal back. Reggie Miller's coming back as well. And you're going to see Harrington go to the bench.
That was a good call there. I thought that'd be a foul on Freddie Jones fighting for the basketball.
Finally, Harrington now is going to come out of the pack as Bender's going to come in for him.
See here, Lamar Odom, there's the hole, but the whistle came so late. Thought it was Freddie Jones there committing the foul.
So now Indiana has to rely more heavily on the defense. There's Wade on the drive, off the glass, his first field goal.
I tell you, when he develops that outside jumper, that's even going to be easier for him to go to the glass. He's just so quick, powerful. He's a great finisher around the basket.
He got that step toward the bucket. You can see Crozier just hold up for a minute. He's like, wait a minute, I'm not about to get dunked on.
Now defensively, Allen goes to the floor and forces a jump ball with O'Neal.
When Dwayne Wade turned the corner and gathered his feet, Austin Crozier kind of stopped for a minute like, wait a minute. You can see him jumping there, and he put those hands down because you definitely don't want to make his basketball card.
Jamal Tinsley comes back in for the Pacers, and Anthony Johnson, who had taken his spot, sits down. O'Neal and Allen now to jump here. And Butler's going to get a breakaway. With a 7-0 run before that timeout. Rick Carlisle had seen enough. Things are humming in Miami. Our Hummer game track. Jermaine O'Neal's been sensational here in the first half. 14 points already. Ron Artest has been big as both a defensive player and on the offense with 12 points. The steals have been the problem. Dwayne Wade's given it up a couple of times. Artest taking that one coast to coast. The points off turnovers in Indiana's favor.
Well, you saw in that play, Jonathan Bender made a break toward the bucket. Teron Butler went the other way, and the toss was perfect for Malik Allen to bat that ball toward his bucket.
The biggest lead was 9 at 37-28. But now with the run, the Heat have their crowd in it. And I mean, they're in it. The lead down to 2. Reggie Miller will inbound right in front of us. Tinsley got an open look, but he gave it up to O'Neal. Miami with a rebound and a chance to tie or lead. Alston a little shake against Miller. Odom for 3 in the lead. Get it!
Play so well home. You see when this crowd gets in, you see the body language of the Miami Heat. They're playing better defense. They're hustling. They're starting to make shots. That's why this home court advantage is so big for them.
O'Neal gives the advantage right back to the Pacers and add 1.
Big shot. Big move by Jermaine O'Neal. This crowd is erupting. This is the loudest I've heard this building ever. When Lamar Odom hit that 3 ball, you saw Ray Alston just making all kinds of moves on Reggie Miller. Just look at the ball movement. Penetration and picks by the Miami Heat, sucking that defense in, allowing the outside shooters some wide open looks.
O'Neal caps the three-point play and breaks a 10-0 Miami run in the process to give him 17 first-half points, and the Pacers back in front by a bucket. Wade thought about a 3, and now Odom gets the carom. Wade gives it back. Alston for a triple again. Not this time.
Tell you what, Miami is working for every single shot. Indiana just continues to rotate on the defensive end.
Well, that time Indiana actually came out in the zone. I think they want to try to cut down on the penetration, but it's not working. Miami players just finding the seam, trying to get to the seam and kicking it back out for wide open jumpers, just whether they can make them or not.
There was a mismatch down on the baseline, and Alston got tangled up trying to stay with Artest and picked up his second foul.
Alston just to flee on his back.
Reggie Miller trying to feed down Jermaine O'Neal. Thought for sure Reggie was going to shoot. Turned his back on it, and the ball was out of bounds. And O'Neal and Grant collide in there. And you saw Jermaine O'Neal, and Doris kind of talked about this earlier, had so much respect for Brian Grant. Grant hit the deck, and it looked like Jermaine was going to go over and help him up. And then he just kind of walked away and said, no, I guess he's not my teammate anymore.
Well, I think 20,000 people thought that Reggie was going to shoot that ball. I mean, I've never seen him turn down a shot.
That's his... Didn't take that, but has taken only one shot so far. Remember, he only had one field goal in the last game. And the game that we saw in game 2, his three-pointers were the dagger in the stomach of the Heat.
Well, he's got to keep the defense honest.
Foul in the lane.
Well, he's at the point of his career where he's not going to be able to dominate a game like he used to, but they'll have spots where he gets open and he can do it for 3 or 4 minutes, but he's not going to be the guy we're going to go to a lot.
Oh, when he's coming up those screens, he still has got to come off with the intent to shoot the basketball, because that's how Jermaine O'Neal got open a few times in that first half. Reggie moving without the basketball, and like you said, the defense respects him so much. Both guys went to him early on in the game.
Wade's missed 2 of his 3 free throws. Coming in 66 points in 3 games for the 6'4" rookie out of Marquette. Got the second. 40-39, the Pacers, who've led most of the game and by as many as 9. And with 5.5 to go, Miami went on a run to take only their 3rd lead of the ball game. They got their crowd into it here. They're trying to even this Eastern Conference semifinals at 2 games apiece before it heads back to Indianapolis. Ball out of bounds to the Pacers.
Tinsley came off and shot that ball pretty quickly, and he's been doing a nice job knocking down the 3 ball in this series, but that shot was a little too quick.
Fans see the replay and they think the ball should have gone the other way. This is one vocal gang. I love these fans in here. They're into it, and as Dan said, they've been into it since about an hour and a half before the game. Artest and defensive 3-second call goes against Miami. So the technical, and the Pacers will be shooting free throws, and Mr. Free Throw Shooter will confidently walk out there. Not only one of the great free throw shooters career-wise, but playoff-wise. 6th all-time in free throw shooting in the playoffs. Well,
and the Nessler curse lives.
It lives. Reggie was making that call. He's going, hey, how long can those guys be in there? And 1, 2, 3.
That's respect right there.
He's got a second career when he decides to retire.
I've only seen a few guys that have been able to influence the referees on the court.
Let's see what he does here on the court. He lost the handle. He was going to take a shot there. Now it's O'Neal being stripped. And Butler thinks he had all ball. The officials feel differently.
His first team foul number 4.
And so O'Neal will go right back to the free throw line. One of the all-time greats, Larry Bird, looking on as his star low post man. I thought he was doing it at the free throw line.
Been called on Brian Grant, on the Pacers, Jermaine O'Neal.
So,
well, there goes that friendship.
Yeah, I guess. Here I've been talking up all the respect they have for each other. They just got double technicals.
Brian Grant was in Jermaine O'Neal's face.
So he's not invited to Jermaine's house?
I guess not. That's all over. So much for the party. Jermaine's had a party in the first half, though, huh? 17 points. Warren Sapp is trying to work on Lewis Grillo over there. Look at him. He never shuts up whether it's a basketball floor or a football field. Jermaine had almost talked that one in. Pacers by 2. We're under 5 minutes in the half.
You can see how important Jermaine O'Neal is to this team. The way he's dominated inside. This guy's on his way to a 40-point ball game.
Jones around a pick, knocked it down, tied in.
And that's Eddie Jones' game. I'd like to see them do more of that. Him coming off screens, catching it, either taking it to the basket quick or just pulling up for the jump shot.
First tie of the ball game with 4.5 minutes and a whistle underneath. And Caron Butler picks up his second.
You see her talking about Eddie Jones. Wade penetrates off the pick and roll. See Eddie Jones coming tight off the screen, gives a little curl, just catches and shoots without putting that ball on the floor. He's tough to stop, much like Reggie Miller is when he comes off them screens, because he's such a good shooter coming off the pick.
Because he knows how to come off picks. He doesn't come off wide and give you a gap to allow the defender to catch up. He comes right off of his man. His curl is really tight, and that makes the defender have to go wide, and there's no way that you can get to a shot.
Yeah, you see there, Eddie not having a good series at all, but this is a big game here, and he needs to be more aggressive, and I think they have to run plays like that for him, because he's not a guy anymore who's going to catch the ball and go one-on-one and be able to finish.
Artest and O'Neal have combined for 32 points here in the first half of the 43 the Pacers have. Odom squares up on Foster and now takes a fadeaway. Top shot over. Well, after not being tied throughout most of 2 quarters, we're tied again at 43.
I like that matchup for Miami. Foster's a tough, hard-nosed defender, but he doesn't have the foot speed or the athletic ability to stay with Lamar Odom.
Who does?
Artest weaving through white jerseys, has to give it up. O'Neal got it back off the miss. He'll try again. That little jump hook is good for his 20th first half point.
And credit that basket to Jeff Foster. I mean, he was in there battling for the offensive rebound, got a hand on the ball, and tipped it to Jermaine O'Neal.
Odom out to Jones. Got 2 guys in the air and knocked it down. Pretty smooth.
You know, when Indiana falls back into that zone, there's all kinds of holes. They've got to remain active. When they're going in the man-to-man defense, they're all over the place. They're swarming. That zone defense, they become a little lax.
O'Neal in a lot of traffic. No basket. But he's fouled by Jones.
No basket.
Eddie Jones fouled Jermaine O'Neal's elbow with his face.
Here's another look.
See Brian Grant going down there to do the double team. Eddie Jones tries to get over there, and O'Neal just delivers the shot to the chin.
Boy, he did take it to Kisser. That one taking one for the team. And O'Neal right back at the free throw line. Well, he was big from the free throw line in game 3, despite the fact they lost. He had 29 points today. He's 5 out of 6 already from the stripe. 21 points in the first half.
That was one of Van Gundy's biggest concern, was trying to keep Indiana off the free throw line, but it's so hard because they're an aggressive team. They take the ball to the post and they go strong. So they're going to go to the line an awful lot.
They start dumping that ball into O'Neal and Artest in the block area. You don't have anybody that can possibly stay with him.
Here's Tinsley with a steal off Odom. Gives it up to Reggie. Now they'll set it.
Nice transition D by Miami Heat to get back, not give up any easy layups.
Artest muscles to the baseline, but overshot it. Butler comes out with a rebound. He's going to take it all the way again, but he missed. Boy, the door opened up, and he just couldn't finish it off. With 2:31 remaining in the half. It should have been a tie game. Caron Butler took it all the way. You see the Pacers open the door, and he forgot to slam it shut on him. 2:31 remaining till halftime. The Heat hanging on, though. At home, they trail Indiana by 2. I think there's about 20,000 fans in here that disagree with you guys.
I don't know it.
Jermaine O'Neal has had a tremendous first half, Sean.
He's been unstoppable in the block area. And not only that, he's stepped outside and knocked down a few jumpers. Watch him moving without the basketball. It's a rarity for big men to have this type of agility, this type of mobility. Then he's banging inside, using that size over the top of Brian Grant. And then he's stepping outside, showing you his range. Tremendous big man. He's showing you the complete package. Why he finished 3rd in the MVP voting this year. Jermaine O'Neal is officially a stud.
Agility, mobility, a little bit of hostility. he's had a great half. Indiana by 2. Starters are out there right now for the Pacers. O'Neal, Artest, Foster, Kingsley, and Reggie Miller. Same story for the Heat. They're starting 5 on the floor as well. Artest with the left hand, a little bit short. Grant snatches off the rebound and gets it to Wade, and now the Heat momentarily has numbers. But Indiana does a nice job of getting back on defense. Odom for the tie. Got it.
There's the matchup Sean was talking about. Foster just not able to stay with a bigger Lamar.
That's an area they could milk a little bit. Just bring Lamar Odom out on the floor. Foster, again, big people don't like to come outside the paint.
7 of Odom's 9 points in this quarter. And O'Neal just keeps taking over. Inside, outside, he's got it all working. 24 in the half. 10 in this quarter.
And that basket comes off the penetration. The guard penetrates, sucks in the big man. As guarding O'Neal kicks in the ball, he's able to penetrate to the basket.
Wade with a crossover dribble and the fadeaway jumper ties it again.
That's what I'm talking about.
Man, I hear you loud and clear. That was a big-time move.
And I've been watching Tinsley in the pick and rolls. As O'Neal scores again, he's just unbelievable tonight. But when Tinsley goes underneath the pick and roll right now with Wade, because they know if there's one weakness is his outside shot. And when he continues to work on his game, and they can't do that, he's going to be unstoppable.
Sean said earlier, Jermaine O'Neal working on a 40-point game. If they don't find a cure for him, he's going to have 50 before this one's over.
Yeah, and it's such a hotly contested game. It just shows you what kind of ability he has.
That's a pretty smart move. Over on the baseline by the rookie Trapp. He got the shot away and drew the foul on Artest, his second.
And you know, you don't get open all by yourself. Look at Reggie Miller. Not the shooter, not the scorer anymore. He's going to give up his body. I mean, Brian Grant has 30 or 40 pounds easily on Reggie Miller. And Reggie's still sacrificing his body for the good of the team.
Now Wade at the free throw line where he struggled a little bit tonight. 2 out of 4. Has an opportunity to tie the game for the 6th time.
Artest is like a schoolyard bully. He just hits you when you walk around him. I mean, he does. Pestering and giving you shots. And
that's what I was trying to tell you. His rookie year, I thought it was crazy, but that's his, that's part of his game.
But he's toned it down. Last year he missed 12 games due to suspension, some by the team themselves, some for running over TV cameras, for just about everything. And this year, he's been a much more under control player.
But you look at all the great defensive players in this league that have come through this league. Look at the way Rodman used to get inside people's heads. You know, Ron Artest is pretty much the same way.
Here he comes. And there he goes.
And he can score.
And you know, you're talking about giving away weight and all of that. Artest is the heaviest pacer on the squad. He's 6'7", 246. There isn't anything but muscle.
He's a man-child.
Despite the fact they have some guys that are close to 7 feet, he's the heaviest. 10 on the shot clock, 16 in the game clock. No fouls to give here for the Pacers. Wade is fouled on the baseline. Second time he's been fouled over in that corner.
Yeah, we talk about what a great defensive player is. Well, he does on the offensive end, too. To get the basket, he just has the strength. If he doesn't finish the first time, he's going to get the ball back and lay it in. So that's what I'm so impressed about the guy is we know he's great defensively. He has the energy to go do it on the other end also.
Wade now has hit his last 4 free throws after struggling a little bit early. So this has been his better quarter of the 2.
And I only outweigh him by 3 pounds.
We got a 20-second timeout here with 11.6 remaining in the half. You think there's not something to playing at home in the playoffs? Look at the Heat. 0-5 on the road, 5-0 here. They have won 17 straight ball games coming into this one tonight. They haven't lost since March 2nd in American Airlines Arena. And right now they're 1 point down to the #1 seed in the East and the team that had the best record in the business in the regular season.
I tell you what, I'm in terrible shape right now. Awful shape. With these 20,000 people behind me, I believe I could get up and down the court a few times.
Quit kidding yourself.
Here we go, the final 10 seconds of the half.
This is an inspiring crowd.
This is where you look for Reggie Miller. Or Austin Crozier for 3. And he got it. Big shot. It was Reggie Miller to end game 2 in the second quarter with a big 3-pointer, and they get Crozier an open look, and he knocks it down. And Stan Van Gundy not happy with 2 plays, I know, defensively. One where Anthony Johnson went coast to coast with a steal, and he's not happy that Austin Crozier was open for this 3.
Oh, just a total breakdown. 3 guys go to Tinsley and leave Crozier wide open for the 3. You know, that's just a bad breakdown, especially at the end of the half.
He hits it with 0.2 seconds remaining. So Jermaine O'Neal had the huge first half is with Doris Burke.
Jermaine, there was an exchange early in the second quarter between 2 friends, 2 great competitors. What happened between you and Brian?
You know, he got a little frustrated. He said I hit him in the face with the elbow, but it's a part of the game. You know, we're friends off the court, but you know, we're warriors against each other on the court.
The Indiana Pacers have yet to be pleased with their overall performance. You give up 53 first-half points to a young Miami team. What do you do better defensively?
We got to step up our defense. We got to stop fouling so much. Our offense is fine right now. We got enough points. We just ain't got enough defense right now.
You said in the last game you were just starting to get comfortable. You dominated in the first half. Why?
You know, just I got my comfort level back. I think the best thing I took out of game 4 was, you know, I got my rhythm in the fourth quarter, and I know what I had to do. Right now, I'm just focused right now trying to get a win.
Thanks, Jermaine. Good luck in the second half, Brad.
Good-looking first half by both teams. Both teams shot over 55% from the floor, but the last 3-pointer of the quarter is the one that gave Indiana the 3-point halftime lead. Coming up, Toyota halftime report. Kevin, Greg, Bill, Stephen A. It's not Bill, it's Tim. They'll be coming up with a look at the Timberwolves and the Lakers-Spurs breakdown. So far, the heat is on, but they're trailing Indiana at the 56-53 in Miami. Back in Miami, Indiana at halftime leads 56-53. As we take a look at our Nike first half statistics, both teams shot well, both over 55%. The Heat at 59%, but the points in the paint, as you might guess, most of it was Jermaine O'Neal and Ron Artest. Jermaine O'Neal had a sensational first half. 26 points for the big fella. After kind of sleepwalking his way through games 1 and 2, games 3 and 4, he has dominated now inside and outside.
Well, when you figure in games 1 and 2, he has 30 points combined. He has 26 already in this half. He's got it going from everywhere on the floor, cutting to the basket, getting layups, dominating in the low block area, rebounding the basketball. 34 points for the Pacers in the paint. Jermaine O'Neal has 24 of them.
Well, the Heat down by 3 as we welcome you back inside American Airlines Arena. That 3-pointer by Austin Crozier, that's the same thing that happened when we saw these guys 2 games ago. I don't know if it's going to carry over, but that was a big shot.
It was a big shot. You know, the Heat got stuck in 3 guys going to the point guard, and you just can't let that happen. Somebody on the defensive end has got to rotate up, especially with hardly any clock left in the half.
Can your old team rebound and win this game?
I think so. They got to find a way to stop Artest from getting in the paint and somehow slow down O'Neal, who's just abusing him down low.
I don't know if they have an answer for Jermaine O'Neal, but we'll find out.
They don't have an answer.
They don't. So far, they don't. So we settle in, don't go anywhere. This one's been fun from the start, and we expect more fireworks in the second half. Eddie Rush is trying to get our camera cables
Hey,
out.
you can't call a foul on me. I'm over here.
Here we go. Underway in the second half.
He just wanted to call
He
fouls.
did. I thought he was going to call you a technical.
No, he wanted to throw you out.
Pacers led by as many as 9 in the first half, 37-28, but then the Heat went on that run to actually take the lead. Biggest lead the Heat had was at 12-9 early in the ballgame. Butler knocks it down just inside the 3-point line.
Good penetration by Odom, getting around Foster and finding Butler in the corner.
And that's that matchup. You're going to get some points out of it somewhere. Either Odom is going to score or he's going to set up one of his teammates.
The Heat's had nice balance. Dwayne Wade had 10 in the first half. 10 now for Butler. 9 for Jones, 9 for Odom, 8 for Grant, 6 for Alston. Here's O'Neal. And this time he doesn't get it in close. He was double teamed, got the shot away. Now that one ricochets out of bounds. It'll be Miami ball.
Yeah, Brian Grant running the floor there. Wade just delivering the ball a little bit too late. He was open a couple seconds before that. Saw it too late.
This first 5 minutes of this quarter so important for this Heat team and their fans. Grant for the lead. Not that time. Tinsley with a rebound. The fans are just getting back from hot dogs and beers, I guess, and they have not erupted like they were early in the ball game. And they give them a reason to, though. The roof will come down.
Come back after getting some of those fried plantains.
There you go. Foster. Offensive foul. And that's 3 on Foster.
That's his 3rd personal foul.
So again, the Heat will have an opportunity to take the lead this trip down. Stan Van Gundy, his first year as a head coach here of Miami, took over just when the season began. And Pat Riley, unexpectedly and to a lot of people's disbelief, retired. Butler's having a good game. Well, Miami's got the lead back.
That's huge for Miami because they're going to be able to get in the paint with penetrations, whether when they kick it out, whether they can make the shots when they're open.
There's nothing like coming out of the locker and getting a nice, easy jump shot to start the second half.
And now Artest and O'Neal with both missed in close. Here comes the Heat. Jones pull up 3. And Brian Grant keeps it alive. Butler. And Butler's got it working. 6 quick ones to open the third quarter for Caron Butler. And Miami's matched its biggest lead of the ballgame.
Caron Butler has had his hands full this entire series, having to go against Ron Artest. So you can't fault him for his lack of offense, but now he's getting some good looks at the bucket.
Let's see that ball last touched by Miami. Grant and O'Neal got tangled up again. They both hit the deck. O'Neal got up quicker of the 2.
Yeah, these guys are just having a war down there, trying to get over the top. Does the old swim move. Brian hits the floor and slips on a little bit of perspiration.
No, that he got a little help by getting pushed in the head by O'Neal. 8 on the shot clock now for the Pacers. Off the inbound. O'Neal's going to give it up to Foster. He'll have to take the jump shot. Artest with another offensive rebound. The pass between the legs of the defender to Reggie Miller. Artest is keeping it alive, but he's not getting it to drop.
Tell you what, there's some meat just getting banged around, and then in the paint area, guys are throwing muscle and weight.
And knocks it down. Miami by 5. Remember what I said, if you give them a reason, they'll come to life. They're back to start the third quarter, and they see their team advance to its biggest advantage of the ball game on Lamar Odom's jumper. 9:24 remaining in the third. Odom in double figures now, and Miami in front by 5. Odom's jumper right before the timeout's given his team its biggest lead of the ball game. Stan Van Gundy talks about his multifaceted star.
He came into the league very, very young. And so if you look at the mistakes most 18, 19-year-old people make, most of us don't want to be judged on our actions from 18 or 19, but when you're a professional athlete, you are. And so what happened from that is people started really questioning his character, and there were a lot of negative things said about him in LA. And I think what transformed him is coming here to Miami, and a guy with the stature of Pat Riley just had tremendous confidence in him.
Pat Riley wanted to move up at one point in an earlier draft to select Lamar Odom and then sign him as a free agent. And boy, are they happy to have him. He's 2,700 miles away from oblivion where he started his career. And now he's become the star on this Miami team. And he's got this arena lit up after that last field goal. Foster backing in on Odom. 6 to shoot. Tinsley draws a double team, and he's in trouble. I don't know if they're going to get it away. Foster does. Just as the shot clock expired.
24 seconds.
And it did indeed expire. Turnover, Indiana.
It's a break for Miami because they couldn't corral the rebound. That was a rocket off the glass.
A rocket or a rock?
High velocity.
Rick.
Either way.
That's what you got to do when you double team the ball. Because they trapped Tinsley extremely hard. Didn't give him any kind of look to see anybody open. Forced Foster to step out behind the three and take a bad shot.
But they're running pick and rolls with Jeff Foster. I mean, it looked like Miami that time didn't even respect that combination.
Right.
They just let him roll. They double teamed the point guard.
Here's Odom. Gives it up in the paint to Grant. Butler's had the big third quarter so far, and he's fouled by Tinsley.
Pacers foul, number 11, Jamal Tinsley.
Tune in to NBA TV immediately following every playoff and NBA Finals game for post-game press conferences, live and unedited on NBA TV. Here's some really cool stuff there. It's unedited. Here's Grant in the corner. All Pacers around for that rebound.
Good play there. Eddie Jones coming tight off the screen, forcing Jermaine O'Neal to help. Brian Grant with the wide open jumper just couldn't knock it down.
Pacers give it up again. Nice steal by Jones. Butler trying to weave through 3 guys and lost the handle, but it's going to be heat ball out of bounds.
See, Miami right now is letting Jeff Foster make plays. They're going to make him beat you. They continue to run the pick and roll. The Pacers continue to run that pick and roll. They drop the ball off to Foster. That time he's caught running along the baseline, and that's not what you want your power forward to do.
Grant got another open look and short on this one. O'Neal with the rebound.
He was knocking that shot down in the first half.
The Pacers have started this quarter 0 for 6. Haven't scored yet.
You know, you're banging with Jermaine O'Neal the entire ball game. Your legs are going to be a little tired.
There's their first field goal of quarter number 3.
As hard as he's working, every part of his body's tired.
Yeah.
Jermaine O'Neal's having a great night, but Brian Grant down there working, he's going to suffer on the offensive end.
Took him over 4 minutes to score in the quarter, and it was O'Neal who had 26 in that first half, adding to this total. And now here's going to be a foul on Foster, and that's going to be 4 on Jeff Foster.
Foster's lost out there. He doesn't know whether to back up to get right on top of Odom, and Odom's just taking what he's given. Last time we saw him back off him, he put it between his legs and shot the jumper. That time Foster tried to get up on him, then crowd him, and Odom was going to go around him, had to be fouled.
So he sits, and Harrington, who has 3 fouls, comes in.
There's a disparity in talent there. I mean, nothing against Foster. He's hard working, doesn't give you the effort, but Lamar Odom is a world-class talent.
Wade to Butler, and Butler had it blocked by Artest. Boy, what can't Artest do defensively? It's like having an extra guy on the floor.
A strong one at that.
So the Pacers can cut into the 3-point lead this trip down if they score. Grant and Reggie Miller all tangled up, and Grant all for the foul. That's 3 on Bryant.
Reggie's like one of them no-see him you can hear in Miami. You just want to reach over there and slap him. I mean, it's just irritating. Look, he just sits in, he's just going to kind of hang on and flop a little bit. And 17 years in the league. You know how to do it.
At least he's not like a love bug all over the front of your car trying to eat your paint away. Artest, offensive rebound again, but still didn't score. And he's called for the push as well. 3 on Artest. Artest has 3. Foster has 4. And Harrington has 3. That's the foul problems. Not much yet, but could become a situation.
Artest has some history here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Pat Riley?
Yeah.
And went over and Keith Askins over there stood up and wished he was playing again. He wanted a little piece of Artest, but
not really. He didn't really want a piece of it.
No, I think he did. I play with Keith. If there's one guy over there who would take a piece of him, he would.
Ron, of course, has been known to gesture the crowd here in Miami. And it's Odom again. 13 for Odom. 10-2 run. Artest to go long ball and knocks down the 3. Wow.
He's amazed by that guy's game. I really am. You said it a while back, Brad. He just defensively, he's everywhere. He's got his hands. He's out there blocking shots, and he comes down and nails a 3. So complete player. Oh, and he just gave Caron Butler a shot in the chin. Just a good measure.
That's 19 points. And he almost and does come up with a steal on Wade. And then Butler grabs it as he was en route to a slam dunk.
And anywhere the ball is loose around Ron Artest, he's going to come up with it.
Oh, now
Ron saying, hey.
Artest backing away. Officials get in between them.
And that ball,
they're still talking.
Caron Butler's a strong player, but Ron Artest has got to have 20 pounds on him.
We'll watch those guys on the low block because they were drawn and they're battling, and Artest around a pick keeps Harrington inside.
And there's another facet of his game. He comes off a tight screen, gets in there, penetrates, and delivers a great bounce pass.
Our 8th tie of the ball game at 63. Butler in traffic, trying to reverse layup, and Artest altered the shot, then pulled down the rebound. Reggie for 3. In and out. He hasn't shot much. Got an open look.
Reggie probably could have gotten a better shot than that. He's had better looks all night.
Wade crossing the lane is fouled by Tinsley.
They're just trying to get involved there. Because Reggie's passed up better looks than the one he just took.
Look at the last 53 minutes of play. We told you the other night he only had 1 field goal, 4 points. And tonight he has 2 free throws. That's it.
Well, he said it before. He doesn't feel like he has to with the great young talent he has on this team. You see what Jermaine O'Neal and Ron Artest are both doing tonight. And Reggie doesn't have to take a lot of shots.
Well, Rick Carlisle, after game 3, said we got to find him more than a couple of shots a game.
But you know what? Come the 4th quarter, his stats go out the window.
Exactly. That's true.
I mean, that guy is going to be there, and if he has to take a big shot, he will. I mean, that shot he hit in the corner last game, coming out of bounds play, was one of the best shots I've seen.
1-point Miami lead with just over 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Artest all the way. Nobody cut him off. Looked like he was going to run out of real estate, and instead he tiptoes the baseline, and he's got 21.
Guy's supposed to be a defensive player, but the way he's been playing in these playoffs, and if he continues, and this team continues to advance, Ron Artest is going to elevate himself to one of the top levels in this league.
Butler beats Grant underneath.
It's like a bull in the China shop. I mean, there's no finesse about it. He just puts the ball on the floor, lowers his head, and gets to the basket.
All the starters except Eddie Jones in double figures now for Miami. Here's the O'Neal-Grant matchup. O'Neal, fadeaway jumper, goes, and a foul on Grant as well. Oh, man. 30 for O'Neal and a chance to add to it.
That's just superb concentration by Jermaine O'Neal. Made a nice move to the baseline, and Brian Grant, first off, is doing a good job moving his feet and his body. But Jermaine O'Neal, that's just too good. Not a lot you can do there. Not a lot anybody could do there against Jermaine O'Neal. There's nothing wrong with Brian Grant's defense, that's for sure.
O'Neal from the free throw line, 6 of 7. rebound. So Indiana edges back in front. 4:20 remaining third quarter. Brad Nessler, Dan Marley, Sean Elliott, Doris Burke from American Airlines Arena in Miami, where the Heat have won 17 in a row at home. And Lamar Odom's going to the free throw line.
Eddie Jones doing a good job of coming off these curls, making himself available and drawing the defense and hitting the big man when his man helps.
So Odom, who has 13 for the game, going to the free throw line.
I tell you what, a lot of people have been knocking the Eastern Conference this year. You look at what's going on in these playoffs with the way Miami is maturing, Indiana, the way they're maturing, both very young teams. It's all cyclical. Now you're going to see in the next 2 or 3 years, there's going to be some dominant teams out east. The way Detroit's playing, New Jersey's going to hang in there, Miami's going to mature. Miami's got 4 solid players that have a shot at making the All-Star team. You talk about Butler, Wade, Lamar Odom.
Artest contested by Malik Garrett. Wade on the wing. The foul by Butler. Miami again by 3.
Is that young talent, those young legs getting out in the open court.
Tinsley to try to tie it. Eddie Jones the rebound.
But how good has Caron Butler been in this series? He's all over the boards, he's scoring points, hitting open jumpers.
Odom. That's his first missed field goal for Lamar Odom.
That's a difficult shot. He knocks that down. You give him the ball every single time down the floor until he misses.
I'm not sure he'll do that anyway. Reggie Miller for the tie. Missed his last 2 3-pointers. Odom with another rebound.
He might just undress on Harrington here a little bit.
He gave it up. Now it's Odom on the drive. I think it's time to holler. Lamar Odom has been huge. The lead is 5. Miami with 2:51 left in the third.
The NBA playoffs on ESPN continues in a moment.
All right, Kevin, a 5-point Miami lead. Is there a miracle about to happen at American Airlines Arena? We'll have to wait and see. We've got 2:51 left. I'll tell you what, right now, Lamar is giving the Pacers what he owed them.
Yeah, see they're moving the ball here, squaring up Jeff Foster, taking a little step back. And now it's going to rock him to sleep. And then getting the ball outside, using his quickness, taking it all the way to the rack for a dunk.
Oh, Dinner is served. He brought that out. Held it up there for a while.
There's the numbers for Lamar Odom. Only missed 1 field goal. Butler and Odom both 8 in this quarter. Jermaine O'Neal with 30 leads all scores.
Look at the balance though for the Miami Heat there. 4 players there with high double figures. But again, Jermaine O'Neal and Ron Artest have been dominant.
The guys on the floor for the Pacers have gone back to Anthony Johnson to give Jamal Tinsley a breather. Freddie Jones is in there as well. Artest, Harrington, and O'Neal. Those are the 5 on the floor for the Pacers. And Reggie putting his warm-up back on. And as Dan said, you look for him in the 4th quarter. He hasn't done much so far, but you don't want it in his hands with a game on the line if you're a Miami Heat fan. Pacers throw it away. Now, wait a minute. Are they going to say tip ball? Going the other way. Wow. Stan Van Gundy wants an explanation. Guess he got what he wanted. They didn't get the ball, though. Rick Carlisle's team did instead. Trailing by 5. Artest around an O'Neal pick. Dribbles into a triple team. And walks with it. 2.5 to play in the third quarter. In the Eastern Conference semifinals, Miami trying to tie things up at 2 apiece. They've won 17 in a row at their own arena. Haven't lost since the 2nd of March in this building. And they're perfect in the playoffs at home as well, obviously, and trying to make it 6 straight playoff wins at home. And right now, Lamar Odom's taken over for the Heat. 19-10 this quarter. The lead goes to 7 for Miami.
In the same play they've been running up. Eddie Jones coming off the screen. This time the weak side defender came over and stopped the curl. Eddie Jones recognized it and hit the open man.
Harrington, long shot on the baseline, way short. Butler came down with a rebound. It'll be Miami ball.
Miami's turned it up on the defensive end.
They sure have.
Indiana's getting near 3-pointers by Al Harrington. They're not running the type of offense they did in the first half.
Anthony Johnson fouls Dwayne Wade.
The first half, you had a steady diet of Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest. Those guys were dominant. Jermaine O'Neal had 26 at the half. He has 4 points after that. So they've gotten away from what got them the lead early on.
The guy that's had such a sensational series, the rookie out of Marquette at the free throw line, he has 12 points tonight, had 22 in game 1, 19 in the second game, 25 in the Heat's win the other night to go with 5 rebounds and 6 assists. And he's got another dozen here tonight. 13 for Wade. And it's a 9-point advantage. You keep looking up at that scoreboard and you go, boy, these fans cannot wait for the fourth quarter. O'Neal, 8 to shoot. Malik Allen on his hip. Gives it up to Johnson for 3. The rebound, Allen.
Allen doing a tremendous job in the block area, denying O'Neal a lane to the bucket, then boxing him out.
Dwayne Wade took a quick jumper, would have given him a double-figure lead.
Well, you're talking about the Heat, in the first half, Indiana got to the paint and got the ball up on the glass. In the second half, Miami's done a good job of limiting him to 1 shot and taking outside jumpers instead of layups.
Artest pushes one from the free throw line and it goes in.
There's nothing you can do about that one.
What a ball player. 23 for Artest, 30 for O'Neal.
I can't even tell you how impressed I am with Ron Artest's game right now. Forget the defensive end, making shots. That was a tough, off-balance runner.
He's doing everything right now.
He gets pretty much every loose ball in his vicinity. Runs the break, gets offensive rebounds. You name it.
Eddie Jones missed a 3, and Freddie Jones with the rebound. And Miami had a foul to give and just gave it. Malik Allen, his third.
First team foul.
With just under 33 seconds remaining in the third quarter. NBA playoffs on ABC continue in prime time. San Antonio and the Lakers get together in Game 5. It's tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. Home of the NBA Finals. 10 seconds to shoot. Artest gives it up to O'Neal. Underneath, blocked. Now Miami's got a chance for the final shot. Stand there ready to slow it down, boys. The fans are going to be up whether they hit another shot or not to end the third. Spread it out with Dwayne Wade to a one-on-one against Johnson. That's what he'll do. Fadeaway jumper. Off the mark, but Miami leads at the end of 3. The Heat is on in Miami. End of 3. 76 to 69. It's been a rough and tumble game with some superstar performances on both sides. 12 minutes left for Miami to try to even the series.
You're watching the day after tomorrow's presentation of ESPN's Play Like There's No Tomorrow.
A fourth quarter left here in Miami. The lowest scoring quarter for the Pacers in this playoff series. Only 13 in that third stanza. Lamar Odom himself had 10 that quarter to help the Heat to the lead they had. 76-69. Jermaine O'Neal will start the fourth quarter on the Pacer bench. He's paced their team with 30. Johnson in traffic, and offensive foul.
You see the Heat defensively are very active, rotating, cutting off passing lanes, taking the charge, doing what it takes to win at home. Sean?
I agree.
That's an unbelievable difference with these teams when they're at home.
Miami's got to carry this same type of confidence on the road. And the way they're playing tonight has been simply amazing. Defensively, like Dan said, they're rotating. They're getting in people's faces. Active hands, active feet.
And Anthony Johnson picks up the third foul.
They've been taking the game to Indiana all night long.
They're 11.5 minutes away from ensuring that they can come back and play another one here. Allen. Odom got a hand on the ball, but Reggie Miller got the rebound. Let's see if Reggie Miller becomes part of the Pacers' offensive package in this fourth quarter. Rozier's going to take it through. Odom's got another rebound.
Probably not what the Pacers wanted so early in the possession. Al Harrington's doing a nice job trying to work inside and get open. You have Artest and Jermaine O'Neal on the bench. You got to go to the other big gun.
Allen kicks out. They're working around the perimeter. Austin wanted to take a three, but mishandled the ball. Now with 3 on the shot clock. He puts one up in the paint and got it.
Skip to my move.
And one move.
Started shaking, throwing head and shoulders.
The former playground legend has 8. Including 2 big threes in the first half. Rozier thought about another 3, and instead, dishes it off to Harrington. Odom on the boards.
Miami's not letting Indiana breathe. Every time they put the ball on the floor, there's another white jersey there.
Odom's got 7 rebounds to go with this big offensive night.
That was the crowd getting Malik Allen pumped up.
Yeah, little 2-point. 10 minutes left.
You got to take a deep breath and just settle down right now. Everybody in white jerseys, they're just hyped up. Look at him moving on the defensive end. It's amazing.
Rozier now drives himself. Odom blocked the shot, but they're going to call him for a foul. That'll be his 3rd foul. Don't forget, coming up on TNT on Friday night, New Jersey at Detroit. The series even there. And at 9:30 Eastern, Sacramento will be at Minnesota. Timberwolves currently leading 2 games to 1.
That's the only series where really home court hasn't mattered a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like you said, during the break, Indiana pounded Miami up in Indianapolis. You look at what happened in San Antonio and L.A. San Antonio, they were dominant the first 2 games. L.A. came back. They held serve. Look at what happened with Detroit and New Jersey. I heard people rumbling that Detroit was going to sweep that series. Look at the way the Nets came back and dominated on their home floor.
Mason Kidd with a triple-double all of a sudden awakened that Nets team.
The team that breaks through on the road is going to win those series.
Miami just trying to hold serve at home. And Crozier hits both free throws to cut the lead to 7.
I'd like to see Miami continue to have Eddie Jones run off these screens. He's doing a good job of getting himself available. And if he's not making a shot, he's giving it to his teammates who are.
He runs around a pick there. Got the look that Dan's talking about, but he missed the shot.
Ray for Austin has got to know his other option on that play. When he came off the pick and roll, Reggie Miller was caught on Lamar Odom. Nothing wrong with reversing that ball and bringing it back to your big gun so he can post up.
Indiana has only 1 field goal in the last 12 trips down the court. That one's not going anywhere either because it's blocked by Dwayne Wade.
Great jam by Wade to get over there and put a hand into the face and get back to his guy and making getting a block shot.
Oh, nice spin move by Wade. He's fouled. Boy, he's quick, isn't he?
Quick isn't the word for him.
Great spin move by Wade to draw the foul from Crozier. Take another look. Don't blink.
He's got lightning speed. He has Freddie Jones. His momentum is going into the lane. Stomps on a dime. Beautiful spin move.
There it is in live speed. Now he goes to the free throw line where he's had quite a night from the stripe. He shot 13 free throws tonight. That shows you that he's not just a point guard that's going to stay outside. He is a penetrator. 14 points on the night. Check in with Doris.
Well, Brad, just an update on Ron Artest, who, when he sat on the sideline, got a rub down and a retape of an old ankle injury. He is fine, obviously ready to play, guys.
All right. He's out there right now. As Wade got both free throws. 15 for Dwayne Wade. Artest and O'Neal lead the way for the Pacers. They have 53 of their 71 points. And again, the last 13 trips down court have only produced one field goal. And almost a turnover there. O'Neal. Oh, man, 32 for O'Neal.
And O'Neal gets that shot because when Artest was posting up, Johnson tried to force him the ball down in the low block. That ball got tipped by Dwayne Wade, and Artest didn't give up on the play. He stayed with it, took that ball back to Anthony Johnson. They were able to reverse that ball and dump it in to Jermaine O'Neal.
O'Neal with a playoff career high. 32, but Odom has an answer on the other end with a three. And it's a double-digit lead for the first time by either team.
Lamar Odom is balling.
Well, this is a great matchup here. Ron Butler and Ron Artest. They've been battling all night. Butler's actually doing not a bad job. Artest is just so strong in making tough shots.
Doing a great job.
Artest has 25.
You tell me another small forward that could have stopped that shot.
Wade's going to give it up to Allen. He set the pick for him and then got the dive from Dwayne Wade.
I'm telling you, Indiana has no answer for the Miami Heat pick and roll. This is whether Miami's big men can make the wide open shot.
The Heat 7 away from tying things up. They lead by 10. Former teammate of yours,
that's my boy,
a former colleague of ours. He's enjoying what he's seeing. The Heat by 10. O'Neal had a streak by Allen going up, but he's fouled. The Heat getting great balance scoring tonight, led by Lamar Odom with 22. But everybody's chipped in. Eddie Jones, the only starter that isn't in double figures.
His fourth, team second. A technical foul has been called on the Heat.
Eddie Rush must be in a bad mood.
Another quick technical.
That was a senseless technical. Just come on.
I agree. I thought Malik Allen just caught the basketball, kind of falling out of bounds, was a little frustrated and tossed the ball toward half court. Almost as if he was trying to lead the break. Thought he got that call.
He must be mad. He must be mad because the Stone Crabs are out of season or something. They were frozen last night.
Yeah, one more night. Joe's is closed.
I missed it.
You don't call a technical foul with a game like this in the fourth quarter or something like that.
O'Neal misses the free throw. Jermaine O'Neal, 14 in the first quarter, 26 by halftime. It's cooled off a little bit. And that's what the Heat needed. So he kept playing like he did in the first half. The Heat wouldn't have had a chance.
Well, they've done a good job, Brad, of fronting him in the post, not letting him get the ball. And if he catches it outside, as soon as he puts on the floor, as a Heat player coming right over and making him give up the ball.
Now the question is, with just over 7 minutes to go in an 8-point game, is this Miami team mature enough to handle the lead? We'll find out.
Just keep getting it to Lamar Odom and maybe that man.
Tinsley with a rebound off the miss. And he goes over. Rick Carlisle calls the play. Allen has O'Neal away from the basket. Here comes the drive. The double team on the spin. Reggie Miller's open for three. Missed it badly. Lamar Odom made a run at him, and that changed that shot.
Ball was spinning out.
Austin. Shoot to Malou. He's got 3. for that one. Artest double team, powers up with the left hand. Rebound is Butler.
That's what I was talking about, Brandon, doing a good job of fronting, and if they have to get the ball over the first man, the second man's coming right over, putting a hard trap on, and making it a difficult shot.
Miami by 11. Biggest deficit Indiana has faced in the playoffs so far this year. Allen's going to turn on O'Neal. He's taken 2 shots that might be questionable.
So you got to slow your roll just a little bit. Lamar Odom has been the big gun in the third quarter. You got to continue to feed him the basketball.
Artest for 3, and he knocks it down. What a huge shot for Artest.
I'm telling you right now, his game has gone to an entirely new level.
He has 28 points. Jermaine O'Neal has 33. We are seeing some all-stars play ball tonight in Miami. And you don't want to go anywhere because you want to see if this relatively inexperienced Heat team can keep the Heat on the Pacers and even the series at 2 apiece. They're 5:27 away from that. They lead by 8. Jermaine O'Neal and Ron Artest with career playoff highs, but will it be enough tonight? Reggie Miller hasn't been his night again for the second game in a row, fellas.
Well, you see they're 0 for 5 from the field, and this last shot here just looked like it was out of rhythm. And you watch the rotation on the ball when it goes up, it's spinning out to the right a little bit. It's calling out the defense, trying to keep them honest. This ball gets there a little late, probably should have been swung earlier, but that's a bad miss there. Not typical of the way Reggie Miller shoots the basketball.
Back to the live action. Odom misses a turnaround jumper. The lead is 8. Pacers trying to chip it away. They trail by as many as 11. Wow.
Good shot Brian Grant just took.
And the foul's going to be on Butler. That'll be his 4th.
Artest does such a good job of using his body and sealing Caron Butler on the high side. Just waits patiently for Indiana to swing the ball and gets it, and then, like you said, delivered a blow to Brian Grant.
Tinsley goes all the way in and tipped in by Jermaine O'Neal.
Nice recognition there by Jamal Tinsley.
We're under 5 minutes. It's down to a 6-point Miami lead.
Rafer Alston was cheating, trying to beat Tinsley off that pick and roll. Tinsley just went left. Got a nice, easy shot off the glass. Jermaine O'Neal was there to clean up the mess.
Odom on the baseline. He has another one going in and out on him, and the Pacers have the rebound the ball. And a chance to cut it to 4.
Brian Grant's hurt. Something's wrong with his hand. Looked like he dislocated a couple fingers.
Oh, my goodness. Making jammed down the wrist. He's trying to straighten those fingers out. They just don't go that way. And the whistle stops play, and the guy that's been playing with a bad back has now got a bad hand, and he doesn't even want to look because I think they're going to have to pull to get those to go in the right direction.
Ron Colt's out there trying to put those fingers back into place.
When he came down the court, he had his fingers in a position that you can't get them in unless you try.
Looked like he was holding a handful of pencils. Oh, just stuff going everywhere.
It's grotesque looking. Went up for that rebound, and then
there it is, right there on Artest.
On Artest jersey or his back. So Miami, one of their tough guys short right now. And here's the tough guy Artest that kept that ball out for Crozier to hammer it in.
No one put a body on Ron Artest. He was just able to sneak right down the lane.
Well, Lamar Odom did a good job of boxing up, but none of the Heat came back to get the rebound, and the ball just hit the floor.
It's 4 with 4 to go. 7 straight points for the Pacers. And we're going to have a foul call on Reggie Miller.
Pacers foul, number 31, Reggie Miller.
Ron Artest able to slip right through the gap there, untouched. No one put a body on him. He keeps that ball alive. Again, he doesn't have to get a rebound. He doesn't have to score a bucket. He just keeps balls alive because his hands on loose balls, just an animal. He's everywhere on the floor.
There's going to be a foul on Tinsley. Reminder, this is the first of the twin bill on ESPN tonight. The West semifinals resumes. Minnesota having taken one at Sacramento. They'll take on the Kings again coming up next following our ball game. Did it in overtime. Did it twice during the regular season. No other team could make that claim. in Arco. So we'll see how it goes. We've got 3:38 left and a good one here. 5 on the shot clock. Wade will take it over O'Neal and got it.
And that's what Dwayne Wade has to do. They continue to go underneath the screen, and he's got to be able to stop and pop from 17 to hit that shot consistently. Good job by Wade on that shot.
And the rookie has 17. Pushes the lead back to 6. Butler and Artest are banging down low again. O'Neal spins on the baseline. Too strong. Rebound Wade. And now Artest right in his grill, trying to get him to get it up. And when he does, to Odom.
Wade wisely gave that ball up. Artest challenging Wade. All that quickness on the perimeter.
He goes between the two All-Stars and scores. This kid's last name should be 4 letters, but it should be G-U-T-S.
Yeah, you see the quickness here, and then he has the strength to go in, take the contact, and finish the shot. I don't know if we can call him a rookie anymore, guys.
Ron Artest bit off a little bit more than he could chew, trying to challenge Dwayne Wade on the perimeter.
Dwayne Wade, the big basket. It's an 8-point Heat lead. All right, Kevin, here it's an 8-point Miami lead with 2:52 remaining in the ball game, and a chance to even this series. We'll take a look at our Sprite mad skills, and boy, we've seen some skills from the likes of Lamar Odom and Dwayne Wade tonight for Miami.
Lamar Odom in particular has done a fantastic job. And then Ron Artest, that last play, challenging the speed, the quickness, the athletic ability of Dwayne Wade on the perimeter, and the Pacers pay the price.
Lamar Odom has 22. The youngster at the free throw line has a chance to hit 20 if he hits this free throw. This whole town is taking to this young fella, and he has really performed in the playoffs. Short on the free throw, and kept it alive by knocking it off of Reggie Miller. So a fresh shot clock. They didn't get the free throw, but they'll take the ball instead.
Now they need to run a little bit of clock here. No quick shots. The clock is your ally.
Wade trying to pick and roll with Odom, had it knocked away. Gives it up to Odom. And he's fouled. Oh, I take that back. Offensive foul on Dwayne Wade.
His second personal foul.
You see how he's trying to run that pick and roll there and toss that ball back to Lamar Odom? That's what I was talking about earlier with Ray for Alston. You've got to sometimes look back at that guy who sets the pick for you. He's got his man off balance. He's got an edge offensively.
Guys, that was the first turnover suffered by Miami in the last 16 minutes. And a foul on the Pacers.
And what a job by Allen there, getting a hand and stripping Jermaine O'Neal as he makes a move across the middle of the key.
And that's 5 on O'Neal. Should this game go into an extra stanza, keep that in mind. And he's still talking it over with the officials as it'll be Caron Butler at the free throw line. Butler has really had a good game. He's been battling tooth and nail with Artest on both ends of the floor. And looking for his 18th point. Has it. You don't see many teams getting a 100 category against the Pacers either. That could happen here before this one's over.
You don't see the Heat hardly getting to 100 at all.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with playoff time. Well, they've got a 10-point lead with 2:15 left. Jones playing Reggie Miller with a steal. Oh, man. And now we've got a pile up of bodies under the basket. It all started with what I'm sure is going to be a flagrant foul. Rick Carlisle's out there. And here comes a little extra security as well.
This is the Miami Heat I know and love.
That's how you guys played every game.
I think we're back in the New York series.
Dan Van Gundy trying to cool off Eddie Jones. You notice everyone was in that pile-up except Ron Artest is standing up by the three-point line.
I'm just glad I didn't see Stan hanging off somebody's leg like his brother Jeff.
All the security people now have kind of ringed the court here, at least momentarily. You'll see Jones on the breakaway, and Tinsley comes over to wrap him up. And that's what started it off.
Yeah, that was a little excessive.
Well, thankfully, cooler heads prevailed. These guys understand any punches thrown, they're not playing in Game 5.
That's about the time Rick Carlisle showed up, and Malik Allen gave him an earful.
I'm just glad Warren Sapp didn't get over there and get in the middle of that.
Or Jason Taylor. This could take the next 2 minutes to completely sort out for you. What we know is that Eddie Jones is going to be at the free throw line. And there's the two idiots that are throwing things on the court right now.
Well, why do you got to do that? Your team's winning. People throw batteries from the stands. Your team is up 10 points. Your guy gets his 2 free throws.
A double technical was on Eddie Jones and Jamal Tinsley. The flagrant foul was on Tinsley, so Eddie Jones at the free throw line. And now he's in double figures with 10. And he hit them both. Here's the flagrant foul on Tinsley. And he's been kicked out of the game as well.
I wonder if Warren Sapp liked the technique.
Wasn't bad. He had it.
No, I think he went a little high. Warren, go a little lower.
They come from that blind side there.
The biggest lead. Miami's 2 minutes away from evening this Eastern Conference semifinal. They're up a dozen.
2 minutes left in the game.
Rebound Wade. And he pulls it back out. Like he's been there before. Don't forget Timberwolves and Kings are next. We only hope that one's going to be as good as this one's been. 7 on the shot clock. Odom, leading scorer in the game for Miami. Working against Crozier. Knows he's got to shoot soon. And Allen almost had an offensive rebound that would have been huge. Under a minute and a half. O'Neal goes inside and he's fouled.
Heat foul number 7,
Lamar Odom with his 4th foul.
I like the way Miami took their time, though, on that possession. Ran the shot clock down.
There's your 100-point thing that Thunder was talking about. 38 straight playoff games.
I had a lot to do with that. I'm very proud.
O'Neal at the line. Jermaine O'Neal, 36 points. Continues to add to his career playoff high.
I know you guys were a defensive ball club, but the name of the game is putting the ball in the bucket.
The name of the game is winning. We did a lot of that when I was here, son. You know that.
I know that.
O'Neal got them both some full-court pressure now. The word we have from the Heat locker room is dislocated pinky finger on the right hand for Brian Grant. Obviously, he's not going to be back. Not tonight. But it looks like there'll be a game 5 he can play in. 1:10 left.
Good job by Wade here, pulling out, running some clock. He's going to have a high pick and roll tomorrow.
There's the pick. Oh, now Ron Artest with a tackle. I'm not sure he meant that one, but he sure took Mr. Wade off his feet. And the fans don't like that at all. And Dwayne Wade's not crazy about it.
Flagrant foul has been called.
Well, this series all of a sudden has gotten very interesting. You see him going hard in the hole, and Artest just wraps him up another. We were talking about Warren Sapp, Sean. He's going to check this out. I said nice tackle.
Sets up to Rick Carlisle.
Probably said move, I can't see.
Wade got 1 of 2.
Now, he liked that technique. I'm telling you, what did I say? Ron Artest could have been a linebacker.
Thought he was there.
Is that Milli Vanilli?
I know. You can't wear that suit back in Indiana. I can tell you right now.
Strictly a Miami suit. Scottie Pippen looking on. The Heat fans have been on their feet a good majority of this quarter. They've been a huge boost to this team, and there's a minute left. Odom with 7 on the shot clock. Working against Crozier. Gives it up. Butler. Oh, the 3 goes at the buzzer.
That's not only slamming the door, but that's when you have your fingers in the door as well. That hurts.
Only the 4th time in Heat history they scored 100. They're on it, and they know they're going to be coming back home. Can they do any damage in Indianapolis before we come back here next Tuesday?
This place is going crazy, Brad.
There's a party going on over here.
What a great win for this young Miami Heat team in front of their home crowd.
I think it's time one more time to holler. The Heat have evened the Eastern Conference semifinals with the top-seeded Pacers. 100-88, all even at 2. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Sean Elliott, Dan Marley, and Doris Burke, Brad Nessler saying good night from Miami. We'll see you back here next Tuesday.
Dwayne, some rough play down the stretch. What is your reaction to the flagrant fouls on Jamal Tinsley?
Well, it's just a sign of frustration. A team that thought they could just come in and roll over us, but, you know, the Heat never quit, so that was a sign of frustration.
An offensive explosion for your ball club tonight. How important was it that you had so much balance?
It's very important, especially against a team like this. The last 2 games we've been having balance, and that's been the key to us winning.
Talk about the home court advantage. 18 straight now here at the American Airlines Arena. What changes with your ball club here?
Man, we just got so much confidence here. No matter how much we're down, we always think we're going to win. The fans are being great, and home cooking being good to us.
Congratulations on a great win. Lamar, you led the charge in the second half. Why were you so effective?
Just being Lamar Odom, you know, they're not going to let me go to the hole a lot in this series, so, you know, I got to try to beat them over the top. And when I got the jump shot falling, you know, I feel pretty good about my game.
You've proven you can win here. You've got to go back and try to win your first playoff game on the road. How do you do it?
You know, for us to win this series, we understand that we have to win on the road, and we're going to just have to play the same type of basketball that we play here. We're going to have to carry that to Conseco Fieldhouse.
Talk a little bit about the Indiana Pacers. You sense some frustration. What is your reaction to how they're playing right now?
They're a great ball club. You know, we have nothing but the utmost respect for our opponent, but, you know, we came here to play hard. And, you know, no one wants to get swept. We're the underdogs. We love that role, and, you know, we're just going to try to go there and win one.
Congratulations on a great game, Lamar.